watching FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. We're at Surfaces 2017, and I'm in the Quick Step space, and I'm with Roger Farabee, the Senior Vice President of Laminate and Hardwood. Roger, how you doing?
I'm great, Kemp. How are you?
Good to be with you. Now, you've recently moved, right?
I have. I've relocated. Basically, the wood and laminate division is now based in our headquarters in Calhoun, Georgia. So I've got the wood team there with me, and makes it easier for us to coordinate things across the company. So far, so good. I've been in Atlanta living for a month now, and I like it.
So from Texas to Georgia.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
right.
Most people know Quick Step. The brand has been around for a long time. It's sold through distribution, long time leading brand in laminate, but also a few years ago, you also got in the hardwood business, right?
That's right. Got into hardwood a few years ago, and then started selling resilient products last year. So expanding the portfolio to really be multi-category and to provide more products to our distributor customers.
All right. So why don't you tell our audience what you're introducing in 2017?
So we've got a variety of new introductions in laminate. We'll start with Elevate, which is one of our premium 12mm assortments. We launched that here last year, and we're expanding that collection with some new looks that really give us some different colors and designs along the same soft character theme. And that was what drove that line to begin with. We had introduced our Reclame line, which is still our best-selling premium line several years ago, 3 years ago, and it's really built around stronger reclaim character. Elevate is built around more refined, elegant character without quite as much character, so we've added some new designs there to expand that portfolio. We've also added new designs to Reclame. We've gotten requests to add some different character. The original designs have more the reclaimed European look, so we've added some new designs that give you a little more of an American reclaim look, and then we've done a new really nice chevron design. We still get requests from time to time for pattern looks and some more unique looks, and so we've answered that with the chevron design in 2 colors that still makes a very strong design statement, but it's easy to install.
Now this question is going to be hard for you to answer, but you know, you've got a little bit of distressed look, you've got a little refined look, and with 50 states, I mean, you just kind of have to have that because depending on where you are in the country, there are some preferences for the looks in different areas, right?
Absolutely. So, you know, every year we get feedback, what is missing, and luckily there's less missing all the time, but we still find some things. I'll give you an example. We introduced in our OnV Series a really stunning black, a tuxedo black we call it, and it is a black floor and it has a wonderful charred texture to it. And a lot of people like the color, but they don't necessarily want a texture that strong. So we've done a different version of black in the Elevate with a soft wire brush finish for people who want that general color, but don't necessarily want a strong texture. So trying to answer with multiple options to make sure we're capturing as many needs in the market as possible.
Another look that you bring into the marketplace is that where it looks like you wire brushed some of the material out and then gone back with a white overcoat that just shows up in the grain.
That's right. So that's a double stain technique that we call Series A. And we use that term in particular for the ones where the contrast between the grain and the rest of the floor is stronger. So it could be lighter in your example, or it could be the opposite with a darker floor where we're darker in the grain but lighter around it. And you will see examples of that in the Elevate series as well as in a new series I'll talk about in a minute, and some of our new engineered wood introductions.
Okay, so I see over here you've got this big waterfall. So it looks to me like you've got a message around waterproofness, right?
We absolutely do. So we launched our OnV Series a few years ago, and that still is the most realistic premium hardwood look in laminate flooring. But it also had a very strong water resistant story that we felt like got lost because the aesthetics were so good. So we're really trying to emphasize that, particularly as we see more interest in water-resistant products in general. So the point of this demo is to show that water does not penetrate this joint. And the way it works is a three-part system. First, our Uniclick joint, which by itself does an incredible job of keeping moisture out of the locking system. But then we add our HydroSeal coating, which is a hydrophobic coating that also keeps water out of the joint. And then lastly, our press bevel or GenuEdge technology, which gives us press bevels as opposed to exposed edges, and the wonderful deep texture that goes along with that look in general. Those three elements combined give you what becomes the moisture resistant story for OnV and enables us to offer a 24-hour spill protection warranty. So it really works, and it means you can wet mop the problem. You don't have to baby the product the way a lot of people are afraid to with ordinary laminate flooring.
All right, well, let's take us to wood if you would.
Well, and then one last laminate introduction. We have our new Varilux line, which is our longer, wider laminate introduction. So it's a little over 8 inches wide and more than 80 inches long. And this is our answer to customers wanting longer and wider. We see that growing rapidly in hardwood, so we want to be able to offer an option there. So we've got 6 new SKUs we're launching in that format around a lot of the wire brush double stained looks you were just talking about. That we think is going to really meet a big need in the market from a laminate perspective.
So how about the hardwood?
So hardwood, we're doing expansion of our Elongate line, which is our longer, wider line that we launched last year in our Q-Wood brand. And what we've done there is taken our original introduction of 7-inch wide up to 72-inch wide product that uses our natural sawn face visuals that we cut ourselves in our own plant in Melbourne, Arkansas. The first introductions last year featured more traditional tone-on-tone colors. The new introductions are more fashion-forward, European-influenced colors with more of the same double staining technique we've been talking about, and some really wonderful looks there, combined with our low-gloss Opulux finish, which gives you the look of an oil-finished floor without the maintenance.
So let's talk about Melbourne, Arkansas for a quick second. That's a huge investment that Mohawk has made recently to turn what was a solid wood plant into a beautiful engineered plant, right?
That's right. So wonderful capabilities there to make these longer, wider products. We have the ability to go up to 12 inches wide there. Most of our new products we are doing around 7, but we're looking at wider in addition to that. And having wonderful lumber there that we've been, buying for years, but now we're just taking those same bits of lumber and sawing them ourselves to create that really natural solid wood look. And we're the only ones doing this dry sawn look in a longer, wider format in the U.S. So we think that gives us an advantage. And for those customers ready to make that transition from solid to engineered, it means you're not limited now by the size. We can get pretty much as big as you want and still give that very natural, realistic, solid look.
You get more yield from the log, and you also get more stability performance, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's, engineered's a much more stable platform than solid. You can go much wider, and you don't waste as much wood. You waste a lot of wood in solid. And here we're getting more value out of the tree because we're using less of that wood when we make the engineered product.
All right, Roger, sounds like a lot. You've been busy, and it's good to talk to you again. Been talking to Roger Farabee, the Senior Vice President of Wood and Laminate for Mohawk, and you've been watching Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.